I've been asked by some people, like, do I find it hard after running my own business for so long and working for so long, and then coming off being homeless off the streets and living in a house. Well, I share a house, but I've got a really nice bedroom and my own bathroom, my own hallway. I'm very lucky, and it's quite a new house. It's a modern house, and I'm very lucky with my room. I've got big windows, big radiator, and I'm very grateful and appreciative for everything I've gained. And obviously, because of my physical and the mental health issues I've gone through, um, and a lot of the mental health issues I hadn't realised are down to my overactive thyroid, which I'm having treatment for. And obviously, I'm waiting for the operation on the hip. The dislocated shoulder is getting sorted, and hopefully the nerve damage in the hand is going to get sorted. But people say, obviously, you don't work, and I admit that. I'm not, some people say, oh, you're a dull scrounger or what have you. I paid into the system when I lived in England, and I paid into the system, when I lived in Spain. So, I don't feel any guilt at the moment, and I'm actually medically signed off unfit to work. If I got a job and had an accident, I've been told the employer could be liable for all sorts of things. So what do I do? What's the day in the life of a David then? Well, I've made a little list of a day in the life of Dave, so you sort of understand, because I'm not dissing people that are unemployed, that sort of, do bugger all day except watch TV and sit in front of a PlayStation. Some people I know tend to sleep all day and do the PlayStation and smoke dope all night. But I'm not. I've never been into smoking dope. I don't like being monged out. When I was drinking and using, my particular drug of choice was something that actually made you more active, not inactive. But anyway, a typical day in the life of a Dave. I've made a list so people sort of get the idea of what I do. If I'm home, and I say if, I try and get out. And that's just for my mental health. I try and, or I've got appointments or things I need to do outside the house. Today, Monday, is my shopping day. But if I'm at home, say tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, I've got 3 days. I'm home. I get up early. That's something I think is a hangover still, and I've been told it could take a couple of years for me to get into a normal sleep pattern. I go to bed early, and I read, and I drift off to sleep. My sleep pattern has been terrible, and that's from living on rough, because you never sleep properly when you live rough. I'm starting to sleep better. So last night, for example, I fell asleep about 9:30, and I woke up at 4 this morning. Weird vivid dreams, so that's due to my thyroid meds. It's one of the side effects, I've been told. They should calm down after a period of time. So I get up early. I was up at 4 this morning. I make a giant cup of tea. I've got a huge teacup, a pint teacup. So I have a giant cup of tea. I put the kettle on, ready for my giant cup of tea. I drink a bottle of water. I take my 5 tablets I need to take, and then I take my 5 vitamins with that water. I make my giant cup of tea, start sipping that, and I do a thing called a worry list. And this is what my mental health worker advised me to do. It's part of my sort of anxiety that I suffered with after COVID, and after what happened to me in sort of PTSD from my past, and from what I went through, especially some trauma I had in the early years. And a worry list is great, because I used to let things play on my mind. So I write things down that you're worried about on a piece of paper. I actually do it electronically on the phone. So you write it all down, and at the end of the day, you review that list. Did any of those things actually happen? Most of the time, they didn't. Most of the time, it's resolved itself. Most of the time, nothing's going to happen. And I found in life that anything you worry about tends not to happen. The things that sideline you are the things that you didn't see coming. And then you tear the list up at the end of the day. It's done. It's over. It's gone. You go to bed then. I then probably make another cup of tea. I then do I'm as I've made it totally obvious. I'm an alcoholic in recovery. I'm not drinking. I do my 12-step AA work in the mornings, and there is The AA program of recovery is a program of recovery. There's work to be done. So I have work to do every morning, 12-step work. I'll actually do another video on the 12-step program and how it works. I don't do my morning prayers. That's part of the 12-step program. But being a Christian, I also, make my morning prayers. I let my Bible open wherever it wants to open, and I do a Bible reading. I've got a book of Psalms. I do a Psalms reading. I then do a period of meditation. And meditation can take 2 minutes or 5 minutes. It can take 10 minutes. It depends on you. Depends on how you feel. Depends on your state of mind. Again, meditation is part of the 12-step program. Just quiet contemplation. Think about the next 24 hours ahead. And things like that. Again, I'll do a video on the 12-step program. And if anybody out there is struggling with any form of addiction, and there's so many addictions now, not just alcohol, not just drugs, gambling addiction, sex addiction, overeating disorders, and the 12-step program is designed that there's lots of different groups you can go to. Al-Anon is great for family members who are actually living or dealing, who wives, husbands or kids whose partner or parent is a suffering alcoholic, even if their parent or what have you, whatever relation is, going to AA or going to a recovery group, going to something like Al-Anon. You do a 12-step program in Al-Anon, you actually understand the illness and the disease, and you understand why an alcoholic can never have one drink. It's not the 10th drink that gets an alcoholic, it's the first drink, because we have a physical allergy, but also a mental obsession. And as soon as you pick up one drink, it triggers the physical allergy, which triggers a mental obsession, which triggers a mental allergy, which triggers a mental obsession, and it just goes on and on and on. So I do my 12-step program work. Where am I? I then do my physio. I'm doing 9 exercises. I'm now doing 2 lots of 15 reps per exercise. I have a strange rubber band I have to put around my feet and do 3 exercises on that. I have various exercises then to do for my shoulder, and then I do sit-ups and push-ups. Looking at me, you wouldn't believe it, but I do. Then I probably have another cup of tea. Now, I then tidy up, square up. I call it, the old military term, square up. I used to do that when I was homeless. Make sure everything was packed away, make sure it was clean and tidy. I do the same in my room. Make my bed, make sure everything's clean and tidy. I'm quite bad for washing up at night. I tend to do it in the morning. But I then want to vac, but obviously it's 7 o'clock in the morning. That would be unfair on my housemates, so I tend to vac in the afternoon. I've got a black carpet, and it's lovely because it shows every piece of fluff or clothing or what have you. I then like to go for my morning walk, as you know. I've done various shorts of my morning walk. After my walk, that it's all part of my physio. It's all part of getting some fresh air. Because by this time I've normally been up 2 hours. So I go for a walk, and I love walking early in the morning. The sun is just starting to rise now, but it's a bit cloudy. I'm just looking out the window, a bit cloudy. After my walk, I come back and I have probably another cup of tea, and then I do some of my artwork. I'm doing some artwork, and I just find it relaxing, therapeutic. I'm not very good, but I'm enjoying it. And I then, if I'm home, I'll have breakfast. And breakfast can be whatever I feel like having. Some mornings it might be just toast with Marmite or crumpets. I might make a full English breakfast, or just a sandwich, whatever I eat whatever I feel like. If I'm home, I then start my IT course. I try and aim to start that around 9:30. I'm doing a Microsoft Office course at the moment, which when I finish it, it'll give me a certification to say that I'm Office trained, fully Office trained. I'm doing all of the Microsoft, the full suite of Office programs. I'm working my way through Excel at the moment. Now, I thought I knew Excel. Oh, I really didn't. There's things you know, there's things you know you don't know, and there's things that you don't know you don't know. I do my IT course normally for about 3-4 hours. and then I'll have a break for lunch. And another cup of tea. Throughout the morning, I'll check my social media, check my emails regularly because I'm sat at the computer. I normally get WhatsApps coming in from friends. My friends are spread all sort of. I don't have many friends, but I've got some very good friends. Unfortunately, they're not all in the UK, and WhatsApp's just a wonderful way of sharing jokes and keeping in touch and checking on people. So after lunch, I start my that's a hard afternoon for me when I'm at home. I start my suicide and self-harming course. I've got 3 months course. Sorry, excuse me. I got a 3-month course I'm doing. Where at the end of it, hopefully I'll become a certified counsellor. This one's on suicide and self-harm. I've lost friends to suicide, and I've had friends that have self-harmed due to mental health issues. And it's very close to me, but it's a very intense course. The subject matter is not pleasant, and I spent Saturday morning with a trained counsellor who does bereavement counselling, mainly aimed for men who have lost children or whose partners have miscarried or had abortions. And I just told him about what I'm studying, and he's given me some tips on because you can take it all on board, and it's quite upsetting. And he's given me some tips on how to deal with that. What I do is normally after I've done that, after I've done the self-harm and suicide, I might go for a bit of a walk just to clear my mind. And I have a bit of a sort of break, another tea break. And then to sort of switch off from it all, I play chess on the computer. I'm not very good. I used to be, but I'm not. I'm out of practice. So I'm working through a chess program and trying to increase my levels. I recently bought a guitar, so I'm back practicing the guitar. I don't necessarily practice every day, maybe every other day. And this time I'm learning. I used to mix and match a lot, but this time I'm learning. I'm working on one song, so I get it good. Then I maybe do some more art. I like that. And then I decide what I'm going to eat for my evening meal, and I prepare that. I'll prepare my evening meal. Again, check the social media, chat to friends on WhatsApp, chill out. Then I watch a bit of Netflix. I don't watch normal TV. I like watching a series. I'm working my way through The Witcher at the moment. Very good. I probably do then. Yeah, after I've watched a couple of episodes, I do my evening AA 12-step work. There's work to be done of an evening. You reflect on your day. You look at the way you've behaved. Do I owe anyone an apology? Have I built up any resentments? And you make a list, and you do a gratitude prayer. You see the things you're grateful for, and by then I'm ready to. I love to read. I'm ready to climb under the duvet and read for a few hours. And normally that involves also sort of texting friends on WhatsApp. How's your day been? What you've been up to? Hope you have a blessed evening, and what have you. So that's what I do. The day of a life of a David at home. If I'm going out, and I try and get out 2 days a week. I go out 2 days a week, and on Sunday I do my church service. Mondays is my shopping day. I set aside Mondays to do my shopping. So this morning I do everything up to my artwork, because I like to do my artwork in the mornings. It's just good for my mental health. I just find it relaxing. Gets me in a good state of mind. I don't tend to have breakfast at home. I am a bit naughty. I get into town on the bus and I go to McDonald's because they're doing a deal on sausage and egg McMuffins and a coffee at $2.79. And then I go around 4 or 5 different supermarkets that are in town. I know where to get the best deals, and I just like the variety, and it's something to do. It's a bit of walking for my hip. I do rest a lot because of my hip. So, and I have a little look around second-hand shops in town. We've got some great second-hand shops, and I've picked up some real bargains, which is wonderful. And then I normally stop somewhere, like a local park, take a book with me. I might sit in the if it's sunny, I'll sit in the sun. If it's raining, I'll go and have a cup of coffee and Wetherspoons, because it's as many refills. I don't drink a lot of coffee, but as many refills as you want, or I'll have tea. I think it's 155 or 159 or something. If you just, they give you a mug and you just go up to the machine and help yourself. And then I lug my shopping home. Now, I'm obviously on crutches. I have to walk on 2 crutches. Mondays I can't do it because I'm carrying shopping bags. So I sort of limp badly around town with shopping bags. I've tried a rucksack, but because of my dislocated shoulder, it doesn't work. And then I get the bus back towards home. On the way back, I normally stop at my local fruit and veg shop, because it's just wonderful to buy local fruit and veg. And Chris and his lovely wife are just nice people. And I buy a bag of fruit and veg. And then I struggle home, put all my shopping away. And then this afternoon, I'll just do the afternoon bit. I won't do any courses today. The afternoon bit will be, yeah, maybe a game of chess, bit of guitar practice, bit of artwork, and then, you know, something to eat, Netflix, evening step work, you know, the same as I would do in the day, except I don't do the coursework. I then attend, I'm attending a rehab clinic where I'm sharing a message, my message of hope in recovery, with people that are still suffering with their particular addiction. It's to help others. The only way you keep sobriety is to give it away, and that's something I'm very keen on doing. Friday morning I've been going to, this week I'm home Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like I said. Friday morning, up early, I attend an Anglican church service in town. I quite like that. McDonald's breakfast, Anglican church service, and then go and do my sharing of the message of hope and recovery. And then I have a little walk around town, people watch. I take my crutches with me on a Friday so I can walk a bit further and just have a nosy around town. And just, it's just nice being out, especially if I'm home after 3 days. I've got a few things I'm starting soon. I'm starting a course, a classroom course, physical classroom course on mental health and well-being. That's going to be every Thursday. And in between that, I've got doctor's appointments, hospital appointments. I have a work counsellor. She calls me. She's based in Bristol. She calls me every week. And we discuss the courses I'm doing. We discuss what opportunities are going to be available to me once I'm fit and well. There's a lot of help and support out there. I can't understand people that say, I don't do anything. I just sit on the sofa and stuff cake in my mouth, and it's pointless. I don't see that. There's plenty of help and support out there. You just got to find it. You got to look for it. You got to hunt for it. But that tends to keep me busy. Saturdays, I tend to stay home, and that's a day for me, a day of rest. I sort of do, all my stuff, except I don't do any coursework. I do everything else, make sure I catch up on my washing and stuff like that, and just chill. Saturdays is my chill day. Sunday mornings, I'm up early, shower, shave, get ready, go to church. Service doesn't start till 10:30. I get picked up at 8:30 because I'm part of the welcome team, and we have to prepare. We rent a school hall and we have to prepare everything. We have to set up I'm involved in the welcome team, which involves setting up all our. We got a big trunk like they use in the music industry, and we've got all our stuff in for the kitchen. So our sort of tea urn and coffee machine and all of that, and our biscuits and our all the stuff we need, our snacks, our drinks for the kids. We've got to put everything in fridges, get everything cold, set tables up, set our welcome stand up, and then stand outside the church and welcome people. Now, the service finishes around 12, and I normally get back home around between 1:30 and 2. It's quite a tiring tiring thing, because we got to, when everybody's left service, we then got to pack everything up and clean the kitchen down, put all the tables away and stuff like that. And then on a Sunday afternoon, I make myself normally something nice to eat, and again, it's just chill out. I normally just sort of read and watch Netflix, have something nice to eat on a Sunday. I always try to treat myself to something nice to eat. But that's sort of the week in the life of Dave. And people have asked me, how do you fill your time? What do you do? Well, that's what I do. I hope it's been a bit informative, bit of a different sort of video to my normal shorts. But, you know, I've been asked a question and I hope it answers it. Take care, peeps.